Hi everybody, Chris here from Truly Holistic. Now, what I want to talk about today is these new line of products that we've brought through at Truly Holistic, which we're just calling light technology. Because again, it's that understanding that at the core of who we are light, right? And our greater destiny purpose of coming here, because originally we came as the soul, and we got conditioned as the human secondly. So we're finding more about the aspect of ascension is that rediscovery of our authenticity, that authentic version of ourselves before we got conditioned with whether we want to call that duality or whether we want to call it the matrix or some people call it the prison world. Is that we've got so heavily conditioned and programmed that we have lost our way. Okay, so that's a topic for another day, right? Looking at ourselves as the human, which is a conditioned version of self, or us as the soul, consciousness, which is our authenticity, the thing that will continue along infinitely, because that you're infinite at that level. The human is this conditioned version that continues repeat cycles. We have lifetimes, right? So a big aspect of our destiny, our purpose as the soul is to spread more light. Okay, we're creators of reality and essentially creating more light. So this technology is really advanced where we were going with tensor technology, and we're still using tensor technology. We still make tensor products. But this is kind of an advancement, I feel. And that's how I felt initially when we started to make products with that. And now we've had accumulated a period of time using these products, wearing these products, getting feedback from other people about these products. And this is what this video is going to be about. About the feedback we're getting, what I'm experiencing, what I'm knowing from wearing the products. Which is very exciting. So let's get straight into it. Now, these light products, we're using crystal powders to be a physical anchor for these etheric energies that exist on a multitude of layers or levels of existence or planes of existence. And we could either use the word dimension, we could use the word universe, or we could use the word reality. Okay? And the aspect of your infinite nature is that your soul is your nearest aspect of you as infinite consciousness. And that infinite consciousness has no boundary to it, has no limitation to it, no ceiling to it. So it means that you exist in many realities or many universes. And to reconnect to your authenticity, we need to reconnect to that aspect of you. So, for a while we've used the tensor ring as a physical anchor to bring through that energy, that frequencies. Not only one, connecting you to the wisdom of that, but also a reservoir of infinite energy. When you really think about it as the human, as the conditioned version of self, what is the most common complaint we hear is a lack of energy, which is really doesn't really make a lot of sense if you at your core are infinite energy, infinite consciousness. Consciousness means energy. So there's obviously a connection problem. And we know that part of duality, the reason of duality, the reason of the matrix, or the reason of the prison world, is to keep you in your conditioned version, your human version of self. So therefore you continually create that environment, that duality environment. It's not there, we're creating it. But out of a lack of understanding and knowing that we are creating, okay, and we start to think that we point fingers to external influences that are doing it. It's not, it's us. Okay, it's always been us. We've just been hoodwinked to think that way. So we get misguided of where we're going to place our energy, and hence we continually create this prison world. Okay, so we need to step back into authenticity, and this is what these products are all about. So we've been using the tensor rings to do that, and we're still doing that. And tensor rings are a great way of doing that. And there's a lot of people, thank God, that are making tensor rings and making things with this tensor technology. But to get where we want to go, it all comes down to the cubit measurement, which is this measurement, this length that we measure out after the wire's been twisted, and then we braze that length together to create a closed loop, a circle, or a geometry. And it all depends on the cubit measure, because that's what's going to anchor to the height of where you want to go. So some of the old cubit measures that 95% of the people making tensor products out there and tensor rings out there are bringing through a very limited amount of frequency, when really your full potential just in this reality is a full spectrum of frequency. It's not just dialing a few here and there, it's a spectrum. Okay? That's why when we eat food, we want to hit a whole number. We want to eat a number of food and beverages that hit a number of different minerals, so we can get a spectrum. Right? So that's the whole idea of a multivitamin. Okay, so, but as I say, you exist not only in one reality but many. So your potential is many multitudes of spectrums of frequencies. So the lost cubit's not going to do it. The real sacred cubit's not going to do it. Okay, so luckily through my goal of understanding reality, my higher evolved selves have allowed those measurements to come through to me to use tools that are in alignment of that goal of understanding, having greater wisdom to what you're observing every day as part of your reality in regards to achieving ascension, okay, growth and evolvement. So the cubit measures we use here at Truly Holistic are only found here. No one else uses those. And that is the key to tensor technology, is the cubit measure. Okay? People can make wonderful products using tensor rings and tensor technology, which is great craftsman work, great artistic work. But, they are physical anchors to facilitate more of your authenticity. And we really want to reach to a place that has no limitations to it, and the cubit measures we have here at Truly Holistic is providing that. It's cutting edge. So that's where it's now led to another evolvement. And for anybody that's followed me over a period of time, not only within the information I'm sharing within the videos, but also the products we make, we're always shifting forward, but never staying with something and we just sit with that. We're always continually, because that's Ascension, is to grow and evolve. So now we've moved into this light technology, which we are incorporating with the tensor technology, where we're not using the tensor ring as a physical anchor. We're using crystal powders, but we're anchoring in the etheric templates, where that original energy comes from, into the product. Okay. And for me personally, I'm never having to do any clearing work on myself, because I've got to a point now where I'm facilitating so much of self, of my authentic self. No outside influence can get in to start with, so there's no clearing to be done. The only clearings we maybe have to do here and there, but a lot of the times we're not even having to do it, because it's just automatically happening, because I'm allowing a space for that to come through, is to further evolve self. It's not to remove anything negative or something that's obstructing me. Okay, and you can have that. Okay, I'm just an example of that, but we can all have that. So these products are very important to do that. Okay, and that's going to be another topic for another video, where we're going to discuss the little things that matter that I do every day using all these products that I make. I incorporate them all over my home and all the things that I do every day, drinking water, eating food, and all these sorts of things, but in a very simple way, And, you know, it's making this growth, evolvement, ascension process very easy. Okay, but again, we'll talk about that in another video. So with these light products, so we're making, you know, pendants. So we use a mold, a resin mold, and we use a very natural plant resin, very non-toxic, and what we do is we get crystal powders and we implement crystal powders in that mold, so it comes out looking like a crystal. It does have crystal powder in it, but it enables me to kind of mold it to certain shapes that I want it to be. And obviously I'm wearing one here which is using malachite crystal powder, which is a green. We also have a lapis lazuli crystal powder which makes a nice blue. We also use shungite powder to make a black one, and we also have an amethyst one where we use amethyst crystal powder to make a kind of clear, slightly purple crystal. So that the range of the pendants, and then we also make them bead bracelets as well of them. We also have made a light stone bag which has got 4 stones. We've got 3 of them here, and so again, just a different mold and our little stones. And as I say, there's usually a blue one as well with this, and they've all bring through a different height of your ascendance. So they're bringing through etheric energy on different levels, 4 different levels, so you can be a little bit more crafty with them. You know, if you've got the sun ring or if you've got other old tensor rings, you can put these in that field and it will upgrade it. Okay, or if you put in the sun ring, you can broadcast that energy into the room or into the house. So you know, if you want to be a little bit more crafty, you can use the light stones in that manner. But if you want to keep it simple and just want to wear something and just forget about it, you don't have to use intention work, then the pendant is a great way of doing that, as I'm wearing here. Also making products like water coasters. So at the moment we're making the one with the shungite. It's got a beautiful kind of tree of life pattern on it, which again we anchor in those etheric templates in it. So you have that down, you place your water on top of it, and you're restructuring your water. You're connecting your water, like connecting you, to its highest potential. So now, you know, we've figured out how to take water that's tap water originally and etherically connect it to its original form, to it being better than spring water. Okay, we can do that without you having to go out and source spring water. How sustainable is that? We've now figured out how we can ground people, earth people, without having to connect to the earth, because we know the true meaning of what that means. The earth is a projection. It's not the projector, it's a projection. So we go to the original projector and we can teach people how to do it. These products, one of the etheric templates of the cubits that we bring through into these products is all about earthing and grounding. Okay, because it's part of you. The earth is an expression of you. It's a projection from something that is within you. Okay. We also know how to bring the benefits of the energy that the sun provides ourselves without having to be in the sun. We know these things now. Okay, and this has been something I've learned over a period of time through a goal of understanding reality. And now we're implementing them in these products. Okay. So an important aspect of this light technology, what is the main reason of this? And also we can bring in the tensor technology into this, is that it's enabling us to heal our reality, okay? Which my higher evolved self call a generation. Okay, this reality that I am experiencing and the reality that you are all individually experiencing is called generation 3. Okay, we don't live on one reality. We're all providing our own reality. And again, that's another topic for another day, but we will get there. We will talk about that and how it gets all interweaving to make it look like there is one reality. So what do they mean by heal your reality or your generation? Well, our original purpose and destiny as the soul when we first came here was to provide more light. Okay, we're here to create reality, not here to merely observe as the human, Again, the human is the conditioned self, the one that they are locking you into a form of limitation. So your creative powers are not going towards your ascension, they're going towards another intelligence's ascendance. Okay? You are being manipulated and being siphoned of your potential and your capability. Okay? So, we're here to create more light. Okay? And if we want to keep it simple, there is an intelligence out there, that the one that is manipulating us, locking us into duality, locking us into thinking we are only human and we are part of this human collective, which is really a hive mind, is to create more darkness. Create a reality that is a reflection of darkness, not light. Okay? So, the way I look at these, okay, I kind of look at them like the kyber crystal in Star Wars, okay? There's this particular crystal that makes up their lightsaber, which is their tool. Some people might say it's their weapon, okay? And we know about about Jedi is about finding balance, the balance between the light and dark. And what are we promoting here at Treaty Holistic? It's neutrality. What's neutrality? Going down the middle. Okay? Going down the middle. It's not about good or bad, and it's not about normal or abnormal. It's about going down the middle. And when you go down the middle, then you see a greater viewpoint of your reality, a greater knowing, understanding, a wisdom. When they say we're going to tap into the force, they're tapping into a greater wisdom and a greater understanding of life, of your reality. Okay? So, it was interesting because, I was looking up some information. It said the kyber crystal is what gives the lightsaber their power. Okay? And as I've said, your authenticity is that you are a powerful creator. How many times do we reference the word God as the word creator? But as the human, we're conditioned to think anything divine to self, which is a God, is something external to you, and instead we're here to embrace the mind as part of us, when really the truth is it's the opposite. The mind has never been part of you. It's an imitation of your true innate intelligence consciousness. It's the Trojan horse, okay, to allow other intelligence through, to use you, because they can't create. We do the creating for them. They are just giving us the thought forms, the guidance to create what they want us to create for them. That's through the mind. Okay. But if we can connect purely into our innate intelligence as our soul, as infinite consciousness, then we can get back to our true purpose, our true destiny as light bringers, light creators, creating reality. Okay, which is power. It's power. Okay, so what it also said was the kyber crystal vibrate inside a lightsaber. So the lightsaber is you. Okay. Okay. So when we wear a light technology product, it's increasing your vibration, right? Because you're bringing through more abundant frequencies. They're unlocking doors for you to not only give you more facilitation to energy, but also greater wisdom to see, instead of seeing a reality with our visible sight, which is less than 1% of what could be seen in this reality, like looking through a keyhole. Instead, we're seeing the greater picture. Okay? And through seeing the greater picture, we can direct our energy into what is required to create an oasis, create heaven here, right? Instead of hell. Because my high evolved self says that living in duality, living in the matrix, living in the prison world is our hell. We don't die and then it's about either going to hell or heaven. No, the hell is now. When we live as a limited form of what we truly were supposed to be, that is hell. Okay? So as I say, the kyber crystal vibrate inside the lightsaber, so you're the lightsaber, and this is bringing through more frequencies for you to rise up, right? Come out of duality into neutrality. Okay? And as I said, what's the whole thing about Jedi? Is connecting into that balance of the Force, right? The balance is neutrality. Okay? And then it goes on and it says, and Jedi use these vibrations to achieve balance within the Force, right? As I just mentioned. Okay? So you can see how it connects, right? So what I also said, lightsabers consisted of a plasma soul blade. Well, what do my higher evolves say about the element of the soul? Plasma. Plasma. Okay? What do they look as the sun? Plasma. What's the sun? We see our sun with these eyes, right? And we know that as the sun. What it's instead of its 1% representation, what's full representation of the sun? The Latin word for sun is sol. It's pronounced soul. That's a hint, right? The full representation of that is it's a projection of your own soul. So somebody will come up to you, but hang on, but there's only one sun. Remember, we're all living out our own reality, not one reality. And we're seeing reality through only one pair of eyes. So that could mean that obviously when we're looking up at the sun, we're not looking at one sun, we're looking at our own sun. Right? Okay? Made up of plasma. Okay? Made up, if we want to look at from a chemical level, right? The periodic table of the elements. What's the sun mainly made of? Hydrogen. What's hydrogen? Light. Okay. So as it said, lightsabers consisted of a plasma blade, soul, okay, because the lightsaber is us. And actually when I dug a little bit deeper, because I look into old language, and when we look at Latin, for example, sun in Latin is soul. Okay, not S-O-U-L, but S-O-L. But again, everything's symbolic. If we simplify things and we look at symbology at things, it makes things a lot easier for us to understand, because our light comes through our heart. Our heart only knows one thing, it's simplicity. We need to get out of here. This is what makes everything complex. We lose our way when we're here. Okay, that's why the mind is not us. The mind is here to lock you in your own prison. Okay, it's the most familiar jail cell you'll ever be familiar with. Okay, so when I looked up in Latin or even Spanish meaning of saber, okay, it came up with this: to know. Okay, so when I say when we're connecting into our soul, it's giving that greater wisdom to understand what everything represents. The mind, in its limitation, provides infinite sources of information and data and observation, but a lack of wisdom, a lack of understanding of what it represents, and hence it doesn't matter. It's useless. It's not. It's only helpful if we understand it. Okay, I can remember going to school, learning calculus. Like another language, and because I couldn't understand it, I couldn't connect it to how I could use it in everyday life. It just went through, one ear and went out the other. Okay. So it says to know, right, which is what the human lacks, right, out of the mentality of lack is to know. Okay, and no, it can observe. You look at every summary of any scientific paper, right? It always comes up with words. We observe this may represent this may be. Now, they're words of uncertainty. They're saying we observe this, but really we don't know why we're observing it. Okay? That's knowing. Also, another word, it came up with a Latin Spanish meaning of saber. I am wise. Okay? Wisdom. Wise. Okay? This is unbelievable stuff, right? But again, it's just getting back to the symbology and the simplicity of everything, and which is through neutrality, just driving through the middle of it. Because the polarities, the duality, is always trying to place you in a place of being conflicted. If I'm trying to figure out my diet, there's all these people saying, eggs are good, eggs are bad, water's good, water's bad, this is good. Which one do I believe? Right? Okay? So you need to know, you need to connect to your soul, because your soul knows you best, you. It doesn't need to know everybody, it needs to know you best. Because I'm pretty sure there's not one diet for everybody, right? Huh. Why? Because really at the core of you, you are all uniquely different. At the soul, there's not two souls alike. Okay? So these light technology products are amazing, wonderful. My personal experience is that it's taken me to another level. That's what I'm feeling. And I've been wearing them for probably, a couple of months now. And this year has been very transformational. I just feel a peace. There is a greater peace, a sense of being. Okay? And now, my high aspects of self are telling me that, you just, nothing, no outside influence can affect you because you're in a state that you're not allowing it to. And what we're really finding out about outside influence is that there is really never any outside influence. It's only when you allow that outside influence to grab your attention and therefore allow it to become part of your awareness. But it's only there because you then, through a place of attention, feed your energy for it to be there. It's not an outside influence feeding the energy, you are. Okay? So what we do is we just take away our attention. So therefore it's no longer part of our awareness. So therefore no longer we feed our energy. But then we feed our energy into the things that allow us to grow, evolve, ascend, the things that we love, the things we're passionate about. That's what we're here to do. That's our authenticity. And it's going to be slightly different from person to person because we're all authentically different. Okay? No two souls are alike. So these products are going to give you greater knowing, greater understanding, greater wisdom, but also a connection to an infinite reservoir of energy. Okay? So it's going to help health problems. It's going to give you greater perspective, greater perception of the reality that you're then observing. So hence, you're going to make better decisions and choices. So where you're going to invest your energy into being a creator, not just a merely observer or participant, but a creator of reality. Okay? So I hope everybody's really enjoyed this video. These products are wonderful if you're interested in getting some light technology products or some tensor technology products because they have done wonders for me, and we will be doing a video specifically about that, why they've done wonders for me, and check that out. That's will be coming very soon. But please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new to this to the channel and you want to hear more information like this and wisdom like this. I'm a quantum ascendance healer, so I do sessions with people, 45 sessions. We either do reality coaching or we do healing for health problems. It doesn't matter what it is, or manifestation, everything and anything, because everything at the core is energy and frequency. We also sell products, as I've just mentioned in this particular video. So if you want to buy any of the products, go to trulyholistic.net/products/ and if you'd like to book an appointment with me, go to trulyholistic.net/appointments/ and you can book your own appointment there. Until next time, bye.